50 Thanksgiving Day NFL games as a broadcaster, and today marks the inaugural John Madden Thanksgiving celebration taking place across all 3 broadcast networks, a home he shared with all of us, starting with Bills-Lions at 12:30 p.m. Eastern on CBS, Giants-Cowboys at 4:30 p.m. on Fox, and then Patriots-Vikings wrapping up your Thanksgiving evening at 8:20 p.m. on NBC. But let's set your table first right here on Good Morning Football. We are presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. We're live here in New York City. It is Thanksgiving morning. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. I'm Jamie Erdahl. It's Kyle Brandt, Peter Schrager, Jason McCourty. You 3 I'm so thankful for working with every day, but today in particular, you and your sweater.
Yeah, I try, I'm just trying to show up and give everybody what they want to see and some fashion, so trying.
You look great, Jamie. We're thankful for you. The John Madden clip coming and got me fired up. Some things just go together. Football and Thanksgiving. And Peter Schrager, Good Morning Football.
I got to tell you, I'm so grateful for all of the fine folks who work on the show, and the 3 of you. We're having a great time together, and honestly, there's no place I'd rather be than right here on NFL Network, bringing football to you.
There's a massive, massive pie over Peter's shoulder. Go to Peter. Look at it. Oh my gosh. It's like you can smell it on the windowsill, and you're just going to weigh it over to it. Oh, that's great.
I want to get that pie stamp. Is that on Amazon? I don't know. NFL pie
Pretty
stamp.
Cool.
Let's go.
Get it.
Here we go. Immediately following our show, there is a special edition of Game Day Morning starting at 10 a.m. Eastern. But let's get it kicked off right now with the lead block right here on Network. The Hobnobble Gobble is supposed to be a charity event that took place in Detroit. They're supposed to have a very luxurious 5 days to prepare for their Thanksgiving Day game that they will host at Ford Field. They had to host one on Sunday between the Browns and the Bills, then turn it around for a game today at home, Lions, Bills. Stacey Dales is there at Ford Field. Stacey, let's get started with the home team. The mood's got to be pretty festive around the Lions facility, no?
Oh, absolutely. Good morning. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys, Jamie and company, and everybody out there. The energy in this Lions facility, guys, it's really off the charts. Obviously, they've won 3 in a row. This game is sold out. You can't get a ticket. They're expecting the 2nd largest crowd ever in Lions franchise history. The last being, of course, in 2011. It was a Monday Night Football game against the Bears. But it's going to be packed, and it's because of how hot they are with this record. And Taylor Decker told me we are giddy with excitement to build on this 3-game winning streak. He said, this is about as big a challenge you could have on the national stage, and why wouldn't you want to show who you are and who you're becoming? And Aleem McNeil from the defense, guys, he told me the confidence, it is growing and it is soaring every week. He said it's actually unexplainable, the feeling in the building. They're playing every game like it's a Super Bowl, and we're going to see that today against the Buffalo Bills team. They know this is a huge stage, you guys, and they're ready to showcase what they've built here, especially in the last 3 weeks.
It's really exciting, and Stacey, I speak for all of us that we're so thrilled to see you on Thanksgiving again from Ford Field, delivering the facts as you always do, as they do sound check behind you. You are the best. Happy Thanksgiving to you. And I know you want to get to the Bills. It's just the best, Stacey. Every single year, you just absolutely nail it. The Bills, snowmobiles, snowshoes, a man named Squirrel. It's been one hell of a week for Buffalo. How is the team dealing with all the chaos of going back to Detroit now on a short week?
Yeah, how are the emotions, Kyle, going to be? I mean, you said it. It's been one hell of a week, one hell of a journey. Ken Dorsey, the offensive coordinator, called it a whirlwind this week. You think about last week, right? They lose several players, over a handful of players to the flu, and then they get the biggest snowstorm in the history in terms of weather that we've seen in Buffalo. And they're displaced. They didn't think they would actually play the game against the Cleveland Browns, but they did, and it was here at Ford Field. So they go back to Buffalo. Now they're back here within 4 days. And Devin Singletary, I talked to him this week. He told me organized chaos, but something that galvanized the team. At this stage in the season, he said, what happened and what has transpired over the last 7-8 days has brought us closer together because we needed everybody, the entire organization, and they'll be ready to roll today. But how will those emotions and the exhaustion of the last really week and a half affect them against, again, a really hungry Detroit team who is looking for 4 in a row? Guys, I'm going to tell you this. This Detroit team hasn't gone undefeated, right, in the month of November since 1962. Just saying.
Let's go.
Something about the 60s and Lions football on Thanksgiving. It's a beautiful thing being delivered by Stacey
Really is.
Dills.
Yep.
Thank you, Stacey. We'll talk to you many more times this morning.
Know it.
We appreciate your efforts. Well, in all of that chaos, Josh Allen still found time to stop by Kyle Brandt's basement, his friend, his buddy, and they wanted to talk about someone that he's going to have to keep his eye on or maybe escape from later today.
So last week, Myles Garrett. Next week, Matthew Judon. And this week, the only player in the entire NFL with 3 sacks and 3 takeaways, a rookie from Michigan named Aiden Hutchinson. You get a load of this guy's game, what do you see?
I mean, I think he's got 2 interceptions in the last 2 games. So not typical from a D lineman to do that unless your name's TJ Watt. So again, you speak highly about these guys because they're playing at a high level, and he's not a rookie anymore.
Oh, that's scary when he's not a rookie anymore. It's only Thanksgiving. There is a lot of talent in this early matchup. And if you just talk Josh Allen and Aiden Hutchinson, you're just scratching the surface. Lots to pick from on your platter for Bills, Lions. Who is the one player that you are most excited to watch in the early window?
Yeah, I'm going to have my eyes on Stephon Diggs, and I'm hoping that Josh Allen has his eyes not only on Aiden Hutchinson, but on Stephon Diggs as well. Last week, only 48 receiving yards. Obviously, his lowest of the season so far. We saw the conversation with Sean McDermott on the sideline. He is ready to go today, and I said it yesterday, the Buffalo Bills, I want to see them on Thanksgiving hitting on all cylinders, and that includes Stephon Diggs getting going, 3rd in the NFL in receiving yards. It's time to get back on track and get things going, but more importantly, it's Thanksgiving. It's about family. Trevon Diggs, his little brother, he's playing on Thanksgiving in the game after him. There's always a sibling rivalry, especially 2 guys in the NFL. Believe me, I know. Stephon Diggs outperformed Trevon today. Go out there, have a game in the early window, and make him have to put up seeing his brother out there balling in the game before as he's preparing in the locker room watching you.
That is pretty cool. I really like that it goes like that. If you're sitting around today and you have a relative ask you, like, why do the Lions always play today? What's the answer? Just really quickly, this goes back to 1934 when the Detroit Lions were known as the Portsmouth Spartans in Ohio. Their owner, George Richards, was in radio. He moved them to Detroit, made them the Lions, said, we got to make a splash. The Tigers run Detroit right now, the baseball team. And he got in bed with NBC Radio, and they had 94 radio stations that broadcast the game all around the country, and they just became the Thanksgiving team. Unfortunately, I don't think George Richards had a vision that they would usually lose and have really bad quarterbacks, but not this year. The Lions on Thanksgiving are like turkey. We just have it every year, even though it's never good. This year, it's actually really good. And guys, let's just take a look back at the quarterbacks that we have sat down through our entire life. Here we go. Look at the crew. On the upper left corner, that is Jamie's guy, Gary Danielson. You have all the way down to the bottom right corner is David Blau. Peter, who do your eyes see in there?
I'm looking. Is that Dante Culpepper?
It's Dante Culpepper in the Lions. It's Jeff Garcia in a Lions jersey. It's Charlie Batch. It's Rodney Peete. It's Gus Farrat with a turkey leg in the bottom left, guys. It really happened. This is what we have gone through since they were.
Drew Stanton, number 5?
I don't know who it is. It's probably Drew Stanton. Bob Gagliano, Dave Craig, like they've all been there. Today, it's Jared Goff. They got a guy who started the Super Bowl, who has a 3-game win streak. They haven't had one coming into this game since the 60s. I'd like to say maybe it's a new page, and if they beat the Bills today, this will be the most memorable Lions game I can remember in my life, and maybe since they were in Portsmouth, Ohio. I love the change.
And what a cool story for Goff. He was a punching bag for the last 18 months. They got Stafford. Stafford's not on the field this week.
Nope.
Jared Goff is on a 3-game winning streak, and you know, we go back to before the season. We did Hard Knocks. There was all this hype for the Lions, and then they lost those games. We kind of felt, and now we're back in on them.
Yeah.
There was one player I was hyping so much this summer. There was one guy. He was a defensive tackle, wears number 54. I hyped him so much that I butchered the pronunciation of his name. Take a listen to this clip from this very show back in August. Elam McNeil. Who is Elam McNeil? Let me tell you about Elam McNeil. I got excited to talk about Elam McNeil. That's Elam McNeil, a Lions defensive tackle. We're talking Lions interior front right now on Good Morning Football because this guy's about to have a huge breakout season. Elam McNeil, keep an eye on him. Lions fans, you have no idea how good this guy is going to be. Yeah, his name's Aleem. It's not Alem, it's Aleem, and no one messes it up now. Aleem McNeil. You look at this right here. 46% pressure against the Giants, the 4th highest of any defensive tackle since 2016.
Let's go.
And if you watch Sunday's game, Saquon Barkley did nothing. This guy, 54, was swallowing him. Watch this right here.
Come here.
Saquon.
Sit down. Sit down.
I am watching 54. Okay, who you watching today? We know Josh Allen does it. I am watching 54 on Detroit. This guy is a star in the making, and I think this is his national coming out party. I can't wait to hear what Nance and Romo have to say because 54 has been making plays
Aleem
all
McNeil.
season long. Aleem, not Alem, Aleem McNeil.
There we go.
Props the Lions for how well they've been playing, for making this game more interesting
So
than we
thankful.
ever anticipated it in August. And a little bit props to the Bills for making it interesting, too, because they've lost 2 of their last 3, and they've kind of played their way into the situation where all of a sudden a lot of things to watch for in this game. But the Buffalo Bills have this one guy that they brought in the offseason that this is why he's here. One of many reasons, but this would be a top reason. Von Miller is in that locker room. You would imagine saying, guys, I was on that Rams team last year. We lost a couple in November, but where were we in mid-February? You bring in a guy like this to right the emotional ship inside the locker room. In case anyone starts to teeter, it's not just his play, it's his leadership, it's his veteran presence. This man has never played in a Thanksgiving Day game. He is just on the roundabout for memorable moments to bookmark in his career. He said, these are the moments you dream of, and that is a man who is playing in his 160th NFL game today. Von Miller is stepping up to the plate for the Bills, not just on the field, but I think he's just a guy that they need. I'm going to watch for him today.
Love him too.
Getting
Stars and stories. Von and Aleem McNeil.
Absolutely.
That's what we do here.
Yeah.
Aleem.
Aleem
Got it.
McNeil. Hey, it was a rough stretch of days for Zach Wilson yesterday. Robert Saleh announced Wilson will not start on Sunday against the Bears, and our Ian Rappaport is going to join us next to give us all the